Greetings. Thank you for tuning in to Teachers Anonymous. My name is James Geis. I've been teaching for 20 plus years. I've been writing since 2016, and I love my coffee and I love my teacher ties, and you are awesome. So, if you enjoy my stories, I appreciate you hitting like and subscribe. This story comes from We Lied to Fire Teacher, and it's called Helen Keller's Teacher is Arrested by Child Services. In 1887, Anne Sullivan took the job at teaching 7-year-old girl Helen Keller, who had been struck blind 19 months earlier in Alabama. Ms. Keller was blind, deaf, unruly, and spoiled. Helen's parents overindulged the child and held unbridled pity for the child. The Miracle Worker movie is about Sullivan and Keller and wins an Academy Award in 1962. During dinner, Helen walks around the dinner table taking food from others' plates without objection until she takes food from Miss Sullivan's plate. The teacher grabs Helen's hands by the wrist and the family flies into a rage. The family says to the new teacher, "Do you have no pity for this child?" Miss Sullivan responds, "I'll tell you what to pity, that the sun doesn't rise and set on Helen for all her life, and you tell her every day it will. What good will your pity do, Captain Keller, when you're under the strawberries?" The mother responds, "Please." Teacher Sullivan responds, "It does you good. It's less trouble to feel sorry for her than to teach her anything better." Miss Sullivan asks the family to leave the room, where she and Helen Keller have a face-off of wills in the dining room. Miss Sullivan battles to get Helen to sit in her seat, to use a spoon, to fold a napkin. In the process, food is thrown. She is spat on, hair is pulled, and a pitcher of water is thrown. It shows the importance of structure, order, and discipline. Sullivan later removes Helen from the family home to a cottage where she could teach Helen without interference from her parents. If Helen Keller went to a public school today, and Miss Sullivan would be arrested by Child Services and go to jail. She would lose her teaching license for her obedience tactics to help Helen Keller become a functional human being. Today's laws would prevent Miss Sullivan from instituting reasonable discipline from the start. Anne Sullivan said to Helen, "There's no point in teaching language if there is no obedience." Just as an addict's family and friends can love the person into the grave, our educational system has taken power away from the teachers to allow the children to rule the classrooms. Teachers are no longer allowed to command obedience. When administrators take the side of the children over teachers, the administration's pity for the children does not help the children prepare for the hard-knock world. In the near future, when our urban youth are not able to get into college or get a decent job due to lack of education, how does this unbridled pity from the administrators help the grown children then? As Miss Sullivan said to Miss Keller's family, applies to the departments of education today across the country. Your pity does no good. It is less trouble to feel sorry than it is to teach her anything better. So, actually, if you go to YouTube and type in "why teachers are quitting," it's very sad. So I've seen since 1998, they went from teaching to group teaching to more standardized testing to cell phones in class to laptops in the classroom to helicopter parenting to taking away consequences, giving out PBIS points, or having these restorative meetings, but taking away detention and suspension and expulsion. And then Gen Alpha, this generation that's been raised on iPads by lazy parents, the children, now this isn't coming from new teachers, this is teachers who've been teaching for 20 plus years, it's out of control. And so we need some courageous leadership in this country. It's not rocket science. Is this how we want public school? All these people pay money from their property taxes. People pay a lot of money for this education. And to allow kids to run the classroom, that's unacceptable. That's not love. That's not true love. So, okay, I'm done. Sorry. Done preaching. And God bless you. God bless all humans and ETs. All my books are on Amazon. And thank you for listening.